Hey guys, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux. I'm just updating everybody on the progress of the new upcoming edition, the Cinnamon x64 edition. There are a couple of other things I'd really like to cover today as well. Firstly, as most of you know, and those that don't, this is a Debian based version. It's been a while since I've been building on Debian. For a while there I went through a whole Ubuntu phase, mostly because the users requested Ubuntu, and I felt like I needed a change of scenery. But I must say it feels good to be back on Debian. I've always preferred Debian to Ubuntu, and in fact I think for quite a while now the next releases will all be Debian based. I think my Ubuntu phase is over for the time being. That does not mean I will not put out patches and bug fixes and maintain the repositories on the Ubuntu editions. I will, of course, that is my job. I'm just saying that making new editions, most likely the next quite few of them will all be Debian based. Okay, so with that being said out of the way, that's part of what I want to sort of tackle. Another thing is that this edition is built on Debian testing, obviously, which is going to become the new stable. But because of that, this is Cinnamon 2.2.16 and not 2.4. I've had quite a few people ask me why not build on 2.4. The reason for that is 2.4 is not in testing, and we are based on testing. Okay, so that's one reason. The second reason is you can install 2.4 on Debian. It has been done before, but it is not stable on Debian. I've tested it, I've tried it, and I found it very unstable. And frankly, the updates on 2.4 were a little disappointing, and really I don't see what all the big fuss is about. The only two things that really stand out for me in 2.4 was the fact that you can preview themes before you set them. That I thought was pretty cool. And of course the wallpaper changer. If you change a desktop background or something, the layout has changed, and it also has a wallpaper changer kind of included in that. But however, I still find that I would rather use Variety Wallpaper Changer, as it has way more features. It offers the clock and the quotes, and it has a lot more features for wallpapers, and it's just prettier. So that the background aspect doesn't faze me at all. I suppose the theme changes, the previews are nice, but not a deal breaker for me, surely. And eventually testing will update to 2.4, so it is coming. So I'm not too stressed about it. You shouldn't be either. This is a phenomenal release. This is going to be huge. Firstly because it supports EFI, and secondly because I managed to get so much into this distro for the little space that I've used, so much that you will not get in a standard 64-bit edition. And this edition has officially entered beta 1. Okay, so which means release is not far off, because unlike most editions that get put out from various like distributors or whatever, my beta 1 means there's very little bugs. It's mostly polishing and tweaking stuff left. Becomes beta 2, and then it's just final polishing, and then it's final. A lot of people that put out beta, usually there's quite a lot of bugs still. Beta for me is pretty much stable on its own. So this OS already runs very stable. It doesn't mean there aren't bugs, but I've still got 2 editions before final to fix any kind of bugs that get reported. But I do use this 18 hours a day. So I'm literally working on it, coding on it. I'm pushing its limits. There's testers out there that are doing it as well. So when I say it's pretty stable, I mean it's stable. Okay, so out of the box, obviously you get all the usual stuff that you find in Makulu. You get a very pretty desktop. You get of course your quotes and calendar and clock on the desktop. You get the bottom panel, you get the 2 menus, you get your system icons, you get your favorite icons. So it's a pretty much standard what you'd expect from a Makulu edition. Now, where the changes come in, or where this differs from the 32-bit version or any previous Cinnamon edition that I've done, is I've actually gone the extra mile on this one. Okay, if I'm just gonna go through both menus quickly, just to get those out of the way. The menu on the right, okay, which is the Synapse launcher, that's become the new standard. You will notice it is much faster. I click it, it's instant. Okay, so I've spent time making this super fast. I mean, I don't think there is a distro out there where you will see it running at the same kind of speed as you will get here. Okay, I pretty much made sure that this thing runs super fast, because when I click it I want to start typing. I don't still want to wait a second or half a second for it to open up so I can type whatever I want to type. I want to type straight away. So I focused on speed there. So you'll notice this is super fast. Okay, so that's pretty cool. The menu on the left is a plugin menu. Okay, it is very cool. It's got of course your extended favorites, which is your accessible panel on the left, your computer and trash on top. It's got this the system control icons below that. It's got a search bar, it's got categories, and then it's got your applications. It also has a little information section up in the top right, so when you hover over anything it will give you a sort of a bold, highlighted, bigger fonts kind of breakdown of what it is. So it's very cool. It's not very big, it's nice, it's just a perfect fit, you know, and it's nice looking. It's nice and round, got perfect borders. It's the themes that I've put in here are very nice. As you can see, it's semi-transparent. That's pretty cool. The bottom panel is also transparent, but it's transparent in gradient form. I'm actually gonna like choose a suitable wallpaper to show you what I mean. If you actually let's take this one. This is a good example. If you actually look at the panel, you will actually see there that it is very dark gray, and then as it goes up, as you go up towards the top of the panel, it sort of becomes more and more transparent. And if you actually look at the wallpaper and the panel on quite a few of these wallpapers, this is the case. You can't tell where the wallpaper ends and where the panel starts. It just kind of blends, you know. I've really spent a lot of time on these themes, just focusing on the little things, because those are the things that matter. I mean, I know most people don't see those things, you know, they don't always see the little things unless you have an eye for it, which is kind of why I have to point it out. But the themes are really well done. Yeah. So yeah, even for example that little thing, something as small as that, if you actually look at the wallpaper and you look at the panel, you cannot, it almost becomes one desktop, you know. You can't see where the one ends and the other one starts. So that is called the gradient transparency, where it's not transparent at the bottom but it becomes transparent as it goes up. So that's pretty cool. Of course, with this edition you'll get a whole bunch of really cool wallpapers, some really awesome stuff. Some are old, some are new. There are some really pretty wallpapers here, so users will enjoy that, and there are plenty of them. I've included probably more than I have ever before in a distro, so there's a reasonable amount of really and quite a variety, you know, a selection of wallpapers. As I said, some are new, some are old. You'll recognize one or two, some you won't. There's even a Makulu one. I've played with the colors. The last one was orange. This one I made more of a pinkish purple color. So yeah, so a really nice selection of wallpapers. I'm not going to show them all off now. Getting to the theming, actually, we've got a couple of different themes that I've included in this edition, and I'm still working on those, so I'll probably be maybe adding one or two more. That all really depends on space. At the moment, the one that you see here is the dark theme. Very nice, highlights a sort of a very off blue color. It's got different colors of gray, you know, so that's a pretty cool theme. You've got the transparent bottom panel, which is a dark transparent. You've got the dark transparent menu. The colors just flow. If you open up a terminal, you'll see that even here the colors just flow. And of course you've got shadows enabled, so if I click off the terminal, you'll see there's no shadows. When I select it again, you see the shadows there. So there's a lot of nice things that just flow in the theme. And if I go to themes, you'll see that currently I have 3 default themes here, okay, and I've marked them accordingly. I wanted to give them easy names because I know one of the first things users are going to do is they're going to go get more online, and they're just going to dump a whole bunch of themes, and they're going to play and experiment, and in the end they're not going to know which theme was the default one, and they want to switch back to it but they can't find it. And so I thought I'd keep the names simple. So these are all variations of existing themes, obviously, that I've now gone and edited and changed stuff on and so forth. But I've renamed them to sort of easy names. You know, the dark theme, I've made Makulu Dark. There's a grey theme that I've worked on, called that Makulu Grey. I'm currently busy with a white theme that's called Makulu White. I might make a blue one as well, I don't know. I'll see how far I get with themes. For now, these 3 are the default ones. I'll show them off to you. Of course, this is the dark one. Very nice theme, very nice, really love it. For people that love dark themes, you will love this theme. It's not too dark, the fonts are easy to see, the colors are great. You know, the grays really stand out where they should, the darks really stand out, the text and fonts really stand out. The gray theme again, okay, so let me explain. You need to change your theme on 3 spots, okay. There's 3 places, 4 if you include the login manager, okay. But 3, you've got your shell theme, which is the 3 that you see here. They are 3 shell themes. They control the bottom panel and the menu, okay. And then of course you've got your controls, and you've got your window borders. Controls is the middle section here of any window, and the borders are of course your window borders, right. So I've changed the shell to grey, so now I go to controls and I change that to grey. And of course borders, I use the same border theme for both the dark and the grey, so it's called dark and grey. So I'll leave that like that. So now if we have a look at the grey theme, you'll see that it is also very pretty. It's a much lighter color now. Your blues are much brighter. The text is black but highlighted very bright white, which is nice. You've got a sort of a steel kind of light gray, you know. The pop-ups are easy to see, very bright colors, very nice. Your bottom panel is now also a semi-transparent gray to match the actual theme. Your menu as well is also a much lighter transparent gray. So you've got you know, it's also gradient transparent, not as much as the black, because of course black stands out a lot more, so you'll notice that a lot more on black. But it is a very nice theme as well. So the guys that prefer the lighter themes to darker themes, this is also a very nice, very rounded, very polished theme. So so yeah, so that is the grey theme. So you've got the dark theme, okay, which you saw just now. You've got the grey theme, so that kind of just makes everything so much lighter. And then I've got a very bright white theme, okay, and this is for the guys that prefer very, very bright white stuff. I know there are those guys out there that would like that kind of thing, and this is a theme that I'm currently busy working on. It is work in progress, but this is going to be this is based on one of the Numix editions that I'm working on. This is a very bright theme, okay, so everything's a very bright white, of course, and the highlights gray, so everything highlights gray. So once again, apart from everything being very bright, the actual text and font is actually quite easy to see. The bottom panel is white. I did not make this transparent because it is supposed to be a bright white, as is the menu. So for guys that like very bright stuff, this is a very bright white. I'm sure you will like that kind of thing. I'm just trying to add variety. I don't want everything to be the same, you know, always the same transparent this and always the same that. So I am including quite a lot of different, well, at this point in time it's 3, but I'm hoping to do maybe 1 or 2 more themes. So theming wise, you are going to get very nice stuff out of the box, that sort of variety. You know, you got the dark gray, and then you got the light gray, and then you got the white, and there might be 1 or 2 others in between. Okay, as for applications, you'll get most of the standard applications that you'll probably find in most Makulu distributions. I've added quite a variety in this one that I haven't added in the others. There are a couple of ones that have come back that I've removed previously. Focus screen is one of them. The reason I removed focus screen was they put out a couple of faulty editions. I didn't like that, so I removed it. It used to previously be in Makulu. Now it's back. I'm glad it's back. I really like it. So yeah, you'll find that in there. Minitube, at one stage I included Minitube, but then removed it. Minitube is back. Okay, so you've got Minitube, which is also quite popular, you know, for viewing YouTube videos. It's quick and easy, and it's got a nice navigation menu, so that's pretty cool. The other additions is, of course, Dropbox is back. I removed that at one stage, but I've been using it quite a lot the last while, so Dropbox is back. And then a new face, that something that's never been in Makulu before, is Skype. Now, I've been using Skype a lot with dealing with the guys in China and interviews and things like that, and agents and so forth. And you know, I've noticed everywhere I go, I see people on Skype, and I mean, everybody hates Skype, you know, or they all speak bad about it because Microsoft took over Skype. Yet everybody still uses it, and it's still one of the most used, you know, video and voice app out there. So, love it or hate it, it is the standard, you know, and so I included that. Okay, so that's something that you won't see in every Makulu edition. Most of the other apps are quite standard. I did include Steam. So Steam with a 32-bit library, so it's fully functional Steam, so that's pretty awesome. You don't see that in every 64-bit edition. I also included the full wine with all the 32-bit libs, so you won't see that in every edition either, including Play on Linux, which is the front end for wine, so that's pretty cool. The other additions is the Furious ISO mount. I usually don't include that, but I have in this edition. It just worked great with Cinnamon, so I thought I'd include that. And then graphics, you know, I usually include just maybe either Pinter or MyPaint. In this case, I included both. I also included an Image Viewer plus Image Magic, so you've got a nice variety of photographic and image apps here. Under, let's see, I think that is pretty much all the new stuff that, boot repair has made a comeback. You know, I used to include that at one stage, and now I have again, so that's pretty cool. The other thing I want to show is the system settings. You know, I don't see much change in 2.4. I saw one or two extra items in 2.4. This is 2.2. You know, I've added in here the login manager, so you can edit the login manager, grub customizer. I've added the dconf editor in here. I've added the device drivers in here, update manager, system monitor. You got your firewall in here. You got your antivirus in here. To me, this is a far more functional system settings panel than the default 2.2 and even the default 2.4, because even that one doesn't have a lot of the stuff that we have in here. So this is a very functional system settings. It pretty much puts everything, even the dconf editors in here. So everything you need is in here. I didn't go overboard. I didn't put anything that's not supposed to be in here. All just the right stuff to manage your PC. So that's pretty cool out of the box, you know. And of course, device driver managers there, update managers there. So yeah, so out of the box you get pretty much a very polished 64-bit edition, you know, with a lot of the stuff you don't expect in a 64-bit edition, and including, obviously, as I pointed out, the antivirus and the firewall. And you've also got a lot of stuff that I've put in here, you know, like scan for antivirus, so you can directly scan right clicking a folder, you can scan and so forth, and you can set images as background on the desktop, right click, set as background. A couple of those things that I saw they implemented in 2.4 that wasn't in 2.2, but I've actually manually added myself, so I've done quite a bit of stuff on 2.2 that they've done on 2.4, so you can almost say I've kind of on my own kind of caught up with that kind of thing. There's of course a whole new installer for MakuluLinux that I had to write because of the fact that it now supports UEFI. The old installer didn't work, and that's actually been quite a delay for this distribution. I mean, I would have had this out already if it wasn't for that. Very nice, very automated, very cool. I'll make another video on the installer. I won't do that right now, but yeah, I must say I'm very impressed with how it's running, the speed of the distro. You know, it is very fast. This is in VirtualBox. You know, all my videos are always in VirtualBox, and it is very fast, especially the Synapse menu. I mean, that's just crazy how fast that is. It's instant. I don't think it can go any faster than that. And you know, with all of the stuff, with full wine and full office, and you got four graphics apps, you got Steam and Wine and everything else that's in here, and you got a screen capture, and you've got I've even included a screenshot in here. You know, with the pretty much Minikube, play on Linux and the games, everything that's in here. Skype is in here, Dropbox is in here, with everything that I've included here. I've even included Unit Booten, which is the actual standard or the best tool for creating bootable USB drives. You know, you got a very nice system monitor, which is very cool. You know, it kind of gives you a very nice layout, you know. But with everything that's included in this edition, you know, I managed to keep this ISO to only 1.3 gigabytes. Can you believe that? After everything I put in, I thought this was going to top at least 2 gigabytes, but no, 1.3 gigabytes. When I look at other ISOs like the Linux Mint ISO, that's already basically 1.2 gigabytes and it's got basically nothing in it. And some of the other guys like Sparky Linux is 1.5 gigabytes and they got barely anything in there. You know, and I look at some of the other distros, what their sizes on, so forth, and it's always like so big, so massive. And then you look and compare, and it's like, wow, these guys have almost nothing in their distro. Where does all the extra space go? And of course, I've put a lot of driver compatibility in here, so you got full range of drivers in here, including locals and stuff. So a lot of space is being taken up by drivers. This should support most hardware out of the box, as does you know. And of course, in VirtualBox you'll get full screen because the VirtualBox drivers are in here, and all of that in 1.3 gigabytes. So I've spent a lot of time making this system not just look good, but function well, and optimize it for both speed and portability to make it small. So yeah, there are a couple of other surprises that I'll go into it in another video, some other stuff that I'm working on. But out of the box, I've got to tell you, this is going to be one hell of a release, because now this fully supports EFI, and not only does it support EFI, I've managed to actually bring everything from 32-bit into 64-bit. You know, and that was the hard thing to do, to make a lot of the 32-bit only apps compatible with 64-bit, to make them work out of the box. So I'm very, very happy with this edition, very proud of it, and it should be released within a matter of weeks now. So yeah, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux, just updating you guys on this on progress. This is beta 1. I'm actually busy uploading it in the background to the testers. They'll get it in a couple of hours. I'll probably make another video, maybe beta 2 or just before the final. Cheers guys.